All right, this is the last set from this week of EMI 402 and 403. So we're going to go right into the questions. Which model implies that monarch butterflies store lipids in warmer temperatures? So my key term in this question is warmer temperatures. So hypothesis 1. Monarch butterflies require energy from stored lipids for migration and during the overwinter. So let's see this. Let's first get an intro here. The butterflies store body lipids to use as a source of energy at a later time. And they migrate to Mexico where they overwinter, so they spend their winter in high altitudes. So what I know is that my butterflies migrate in fall, and then in winter in Mexico. That's what I know from this passage. All right, so this one says they require energy from stored lipids for the migration and during the overwinter. So those are both cold temperatures and they already need it. So they store their lipids before they begin. Hypothesis, so that would be summer. So that's going to be a check. Summer is warmer than fall and winter. Monarch butterflies require energy from stored lipids for migration, but not during the overwintering. So the butterflies store lipids before they begin their migration. So that's a check. Monarch butterflies require energy from stored lipids during the overwintering, but not for migration. They do not store lipids before they begin. Instead, lipids are stored during migration. That's fall. So that's an X. So if I look at that, warmer temperatures, that's hypothesis 1 and 2. Your correct answer is D. Which model implies that butterflies can add lipid storage while moving? So we already know that this happens before. This happens before. Now this says during migration. A migration is movement. And so that's going to be hypothesis 3. Which model, if any, would agree that monarch butterflies do not need energy? So now I need to see this. Require energy, require energy, require energy. Do not is not the same thing as require. So that is going to be none of the hypotheses. And then lipid mass does not decrease in some of the species of monarch butterflies. Which hypothesis reflects this most closely? So lipid mass does not decrease. So lipids either increase or stay the same. So during migration, as stored lipids are converted to energy, lipid mass continuously decreases. So that's a no for hypothesis 1. During migration, as stored lipids are converted to energy, lipid mass continuously decreases. That's a no from hypothesis 2. Therefore, lipid mass continuously increases from the beginning of migration until the end of migration. Yes. So that one's going to be hypothesis 3. Because hype 1 and 2 say continuously decrease. And then what conclusion can be observed from all of these hypotheses? Migration cannot occur if lipids increase monarch body weight. It never talks about body weight. Stored lipids are a vital part of monarch life patterns. All 3 of them talk about it, so we'll leave that. Energy from stored lipids is not enough to sustain monarchs through the winter. This is what they say at each site, so I'm going to go ahead and cross that off. And energy stored from lipids is not enough to sustain monarchs through the migration. So this one says not for migration. This one says for migration. And for migration, none of these videos talk about lipid or monarchs dying. So monarchs dying or losing energy to the point of no repair. So I'm going to cross off D. I'm going to cross off C. That leaves me with B. That stored lipids are important for them.